Hey everyone, welcome. This is Coach Mo, and I'm here for another awesome client interview with one of our really amazing and fun clients, Shanthy Raghavan. How are you, darling? Nice to see you.
Yes, Coach Mo, it's so awesome to connect with you again.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's really great to share your story. I know you've been exuberant and happy with how things have gone. Um, I'm just going to ask you to introduce just a little bit about you, but I want to save some of the nuggets for later on as we get into this discussion. But why don't you tell us a little bit about what your background is and just a little bit about what you do for a living. You don't have to divulge the place where you work, but just a little bit about what you do for a living.
Sure. Thanks, Coach Mo. Thanks for the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 decades ago, I came into the US. I've been part of the information technology team, for almost 25 plus years because I
Yeah.
took a small break in between, and I'm excited to continue my journey for another 10 years or so in information
Right.
technology, more so on the risk management space.
Yes. And so we were talking earlier, a good friend of yours was in the workshop, and I don't know if she mentioned it to you or if you said something to her about how she might have been maybe acting a little bit differently or feeling more confident. Tell us a little bit about that interaction and what brought you sort of into working with my team and I.
Sure, definitely. Actually, earlier this year in January or so, and she and I know each other because we worked, the same company, and she left now, but we were part of the same company. And January of this year, and I was telling her, like, probably I should have like a, coach for me because I've been thinking about career advancement, but
Mhm.
something is blocking me. So I really wanted to see to know about more about myself. So I wanted to be
Right.
part of a coaching program. So then, a few months later, she told me like, "Hey, Shanti, I'm part of this, program. She's really awesome. And why don't you, listen to her videos and see whether you can have a clarity call with her."
Yeah.
That's how she introduced me to you. And then she said that like, you're doing amazing things and, whatever I'm looking for, I'll be able to get benefited from your program. So that's when I had, I listened to your video. The
Right.
moment you said, bring your soul to work, that's it. Okay, this is it.
Yeah.
I'm just going
Right.
to go with her.
Right.
And then I've been part of your, workshop and the, sessions.
Yes. Yes. And I know you like hundreds of women, and you've met many of them as you've gone through your journey. Um, as women, I think we feel more desirous of having this authenticity going on at work or feeling like we're being who we're supposed to be. And I know as an Indian woman, as a woman in general, and in the workplace, there's sometimes challenges for us feeling comfortable. The bring your soul to work landed and sounded interesting and enticing. What were you not getting at work that you were looking for when you first reached out and said, I think I need a coach? What was not happening for you?
Yeah, the things that were not happening for me, or the things which I was looking for, wanted to have,
Yeah.
did not happen. Mainly is that, I'm a kind of person who like to be challenged and
Mhm.
also be part of more brainstorming sessions and strategic initiatives and everything rather than just being an order taker.
Yeah.
Because I'm a champion in what I do. So people wanted to take my work, but
Hmm.
to give me more, growth, vertical growth, it
Yeah.
was always a challenge. I always considered as like a mid-level management,
Yeah.
and taking another step to senior level management has always been a challenge. So
Hmm.
that's the reason I just wanted to, get coached to know more about myself so they can maneuver through to get
Yes.
to the senior
Right.
leadership.
Right. And you've told me in the past you've had mentors or
Yes.
people sort of like leading the way a little bit or giving you advice here and there. What extra did you learn in the coaching program and working? We have a formula, as you know, that we use, and my team and I. What extra were you able to either lean into or get a handle on when you decided to move forward and get coaching from us?
Yeah, that's awesome because the way I think of it, right, Coach Mo, to just go back a little bit in my
Mhm.
own personal life, when
Yeah,
I was younger, from coming from a very normal background from India, my parents were struggling to, meet the daily basic needs of life. But after seeing their struggle, I told myself that I need to take care of them. I wanted to support them to give them the dream life they deserve.
mhm.
So all along, I did that and everything, and I've been successful. I've been taking care of my parents. Of course, my dad passed away. But the thing was that, right, when I was younger, I didn't have to think twice to what I want to achieve in my life, even though I didn't have the skill set.
Yeah,
I didn't know what I'm going to land with. But over the period of years, I lost that, you know, that inner desire within me where it pushed me forward.
yeah.
But after participating in the workshop, I love that module point five, of that soul mission that, resonated with me a lot,
Yeah,
which connected that, oh, you know what, I've done that in the past. So I
yes,
should be able to do that.
right.
So the whole workshop, I feel like to know more about ourselves. And then with all the coaches, I call them all of you as rainbows,
Right. Yeah.
help me to, use the techniques and which I learned from the workshop and apply in real life to take the
Right.
lead in my career.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so fun to watch you come alive and remembering that, having seen you each week and you really leaned into the coaching. And as you know, the women who really show up for themselves are the one who have great results. I know that when you see your soul print, when you're able to really connect with that woman who you used to be, that bold, ambitious young woman who's kind of maybe lost a little bit of that, and then it starts to come back. I'm pretty sure that there's other people in your life who started noticing that you were sort of coming alive in a different way. Tell me about what was going on there and who noticed things.
Yes, definitely. My husband, right? Because he sees me day in and day out, and he tells me, Shanti, I can see so much change in you, right? And your confidence, the same potential which I saw you, because my husband knew me when I was,
Sure.
finishing up my school and everything. Since then, I knew him, and then,
Yeah.
so he knows how I was back then and
Hmm.
how I got lost in between and how I'm back in the track. So he
Hmm.
tells me all the time, you're on the right track, just keep going. And same
Yeah.
with my daughter. My
Yes.
daughter tells me, Mom, I can see the change in you.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful and happy for me to see that within my own family members, seeing
Right.
the change in me,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
then I can be an example for my own daughter to know that age is just a number.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said that you want a good 10 more years left in your career. I have a sneaky suspicion that you're going to want to just keep on being awesome. But I know that you and your family have desires to sort of build a little bit of legacy and
Yes.
have success in the United States uh, and just feel like you're on track to really build that legacy. What's exciting about that for you right now in knowing who you are? Like maybe that seemed far away and I wasn't going to get it. And tell me about how you feel now about your future.
Yeah, for me now, I feel like, it's just around the corner because earlier it's been like I don't know where I'm going, but I'm clear like this is what I want to do, right? This is my path. I
Yes.
just want to get to this, and this is where I want to reach,
Hmm.
in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. And
Yes.
because for me, the reason is right, it's not just about the money, it's just about, getting some work done. It's
Yeah.
about empowering, being influential for the
Yes.
people like me, and so that they can also think that if she can do it, I can do it too,
Mhm.
right? Because
Right.
that's what I wanted to get so that
Hmm.
I can not only lift myself and lift people along the way, like, who are underrepresented or undervalued, like
Right.
me, not only in here in the US, but also back in India too.
Ah, good point. Good point. So knowing that there's inspiration traveling through multiple layers of people who would see you, look up to you, know your life, and know what you're all about. We talked earlier about what was accomplished in the 12-week program, and since then. And before we get into that, women on the clarity calls
Uh-huh.
typically are asking us, what percentage a success rate do you have? And I usually answer when I do the call and, training my team and that sort of thing and keeping them up to speed on things. I usually say, to me, the first success and the lasting success is feeling awesome about
Yes.
who you are, rather than wondering who you are, not being in your power, sort of being manipulated by others, just feeling like you're a leaf in the wind and you're really not directing yourself. So to me, that's the first win.
Yes.
And it's just clear in talking with you and, of course, knowing you for these months, that that's just been a huge win.
Yes.
Now, with that being said, you haven't gotten a new job. But I know that things are different for you and you're in the driver's seat. Tell us a little bit about how that is making a difference for you. Because it's not always about exactly getting the precise outcome, but it's about sort of becoming and knowing that you're on your way. So tell us a little bit about what that is like.
Yeah, so true, Coach Mo. Like actually, a lot of interviews are being lined up and everything because I want to get the job, not a job. So I'm
That's
really
right.
picking and choosing,
Yes.
right? So that's one of the reasons. And also,
Yep.
again, right? Yeah, getting another bridge job or the dream job would be the materialistic success, right? But I gain as an individual, like holistic of myself, like to believe in myself and me being and having an imposter syndrome, I always think that I'm not good enough. But I'm
Mhm.
coming out of that shell with all
Yes.
the meditation and everything. I'm more than enough. I
Yes.
accept
Yes.
myself and stand confidently in my power.
Right.
That's really, resonating with me. So for me, the
Yeah.
well-roundedness, the holistic abundance of being
Yes.
healthy, both mentally and physically, is the most important thing.
Mhm.
Then adds up the other things. So in that perspective, I've grown exponentially in
Yes.
well-roundedness.
Yes. Yes. And you and I have talked a little bit about how you're navigating your current role and stepping into a
Uh-huh.
different identity. And I love the statement, you want to get the job, not
Yes.
a job. And that is the goal, that you actually get into a role that fits you hand in glove, that it's exactly at the level that you ought to be playing at, not sacrificing something to make a jump. You're in a great organization, you're navigating things well. What would you say to the Shanti a year ago, knowing what you know now?
I would tell the Shanti, now I'm calling myself Shanti 2.0. If I knew
That's right.
the Shanti 1.0, I would have said, Shanti, you should have had this coaching program a year back, or
Mm,
even years back, so that I could have started my journey even more earlier than this, but, never too late, right?
mhm.
So I always tell that, relax, take it easy, you're more than enough. Just bring your be authentic and connect with your soul so that you can achieve it. Again, that comes through the believing in ourselves, right? We need to believe
Yes.
in ourselves to achieve.
Yes.
I realized that the more and more I believe, I reflect so confidently outward. I still remember the elevator pitch conversation which we had on one of the
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
Everyone in that call, all the kick-ass sisterhoods and coach, everyone loved my elevator pitch because I was so confident. Like, this is who I am. This is what I did. That confidence is what is required, which I feel that I'm getting there to
Yes.
reach the job.
Absolutely. And as you know, but those who might be listening might not know, as you came into week one, two, three, four, etc., part of that process was getting to know not only that you're worthy and that you're enough and that you're ready for the next level, but also getting precise about the actual achievements and being able to articulate at a detailed level what you bring to the table. And I know this is usually a challenge for women in general, to basically really hone in on, yes, this is what I've done. This is what I can lead. This is how I've accomplished that. How much fun is it
Yes,
to
it's
be able
really
to
fun.
actually say what the deliverables are and to own to
Yes.
own it. I mean, and not be like, oh, I did that with a team. Oh, that wasn't really me. That, but to totally own it. Because I know that you got into that when we were working together in the 12-week workshop. How much fun is that?
Yes, it's really awesome, Coach Mo. Really have to tell on that, like, because every week I can see how I was progressing, like from week one, week two onwards,
Yeah,
right? It's like unwrapping our own self, like, like knowing ourselves first, and then with the tools and the techniques, and with the encouragement from all the coaches, including you, right? Makes makes us believe ourselves. So that's
right.
the thing, right? See, you were talking about the success story earlier, right? Like success, how what kind of, to me it's a two-way street. You can give all the tools and everything, but if we don't lean in,
Yeah,
open, and make ourselves vulnerable, we will
yeah,
not get that, right? So
yes,
it's like, so that's what I was enjoying every day, every week. I would enjoy coming to the call because I want to open up even more, be
yeah,
vulnerable as much as I can be, so
yeah.
that I can be
Exactly,
coached.
exactly.
It's a fun process,
Right,
seriously.
right. And it's interesting. Sometimes the women on our clarity calls, they say, "Well, I don't want to be in a group." I hear this all the time, and I'm like, "Yes, you do." Because not only are you getting the exposure of being seen in a safe environment, but you're also able to learn if someone else brings up an interview coaching question and you're sitting there, you're gaining the benefit of that. As you know, we call that borrowed coaching. Just elaborate a little bit how that was for you in having that experience for those number of weeks.
Definitely, definitely. I more than the direct coaching, the indirect coaching really helped me a lot. The borrowed coaching definitely helped me a lot because so we had the calls, right? Every time when somebody else asked a question about the LinkedIn updates or about resume update or about getting prepped for the interview or anything, all the knowledge that was shared by the coach and by the person really enhanced my knowledge to see, oh, this is what I need to do. You
Right.
know, I would say that, Coach Mo, it's not only about the 12-week sessions, but also about the monthly grad calls which we
Ah,
have,
yes, 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 yes.
right? That also
Yes.
really, this Saturday, when I was having a call, one
Yeah,
person mentioned
yeah,
about how one connection made her, she attended one interview, but there is another position opened up for her based on that interview. So that gave me an idea. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. I can go into an interview that will connect with me to path or give me pathways to get into the bridge job or the dream job I'm looking for. So it's
right,
like it helps me in multiple ways, and
right,
being in a group actually makes me feel so comfortable. I don't have to think twice. Oh,
right.
being listened by so many people. I can be just who I am.
Yes, right. And with the sisterhood, obviously, virtually is vast, and there's a lot going on, and you see that on the grad calls every month. So that one of the great things about what I think we've developed over the years is that there's this real sisterhood of so many professional women in a lot of different industries, a lot of different races, a lot of different ethnicities, and all basically wanting to be a better human
Yes.
and achieve more success for future family, et cetera, and also for stimulation and fulfillment of life. And so the fun part obviously is knowing that that's always a resource. But we got to meet in person a couple of months ago,
Yes.
and you came a little bit of a way to see me, but we were able to meet. There were maybe 20 different women in Washington D.C. Some of them who were in the workshop, some of them who were years and years graduates out. I know that I think you met again since then, and
Yes.
so I mean, that never goes away. That's the cool thing. Like these professional women are always sort of by your side or with you to be
Yep.
able to lean in. Like just talk about that for a second, because I know you've really, I won't say taken that, but you've really leaned into that,
Yes.
and that's been a lot of fun for you.
So true, Coach Mo. Like, meeting you in person was really amazing because
Yeah.
I always interacted with you through those Zoom and calls, and
Yes.
meeting you in person, awesome because it really brought in more energy and the positive vibes. And meeting all the women, or, because
Yeah.
I would call it kick-ass sisterhood, is
Yes.
amazing because it's like, it's like a family, extended
Yeah.
family,
Right.
and then, to be honest, right, I've been in this country for, almost three decades.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I felt at home. Like I don't have to think
Yeah.
twice to say anything. That's
Yes.
it's always uplifting and energetic, and the
Yeah.
whole ambience was amazing.
Yeah.
And that's why we
Yeah.
wanted to connect quite often in
Hmm.
DC, in other areas wherever possible.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's really great. And I know, as an Indian woman, um, as an immigrant coming to this country, trying to make your way, having decent success, but not feeling like you were really achieving beyond that. And now you're clear who you are.
Yes.
You're shining from the inside. Your husband and daughter and friends and family, I'm sure, are noticing a big difference. And really, anything's possible at this point. Um, what are you looking forward to in the next year or so going forward?
Yeah, for next year or so, I really wanted to get into my bridge job, because my
Yeah,
dream job is, it has some more years to come through, but I'm already on the track. But for the bridge job, I wanted to get into a job where it is, where my potential has been valued and I can, make a difference. And
exactly.
also, it's like I've been celebrated. It's not like I've been tolerated. I want to thrive, want to be
Yes,
celebrated,
yes,
and be with the part of a team, like similar to the kick-ass sisterhood, as if like
yeah,
working with the kick-ass sisters,
yeah,
in a company, in a team.
right,
You know?
absolutely. And I know that there's an organization with the right niche looking for a leader at the next level for you and moving forward. Um, I really, really appreciate having this conversation with you, Shanti. I appreciate you sharing your story. I know that there are all sorts of women out there getting inspiration, not only from an IT sector, Indian professional woman, an immigrant. We've got lots of different non-American born women
Uh-huh.
in the workshop who are very well educated, very senior professional women who are either not reading the room or playing the chess game the way that it needs to happen, or they're not feeling comfortable to put themselves in that scenario. So watching you is an inspiration. You definitely know how to read the room. You definitely know how to shine your light, and really go after that next level. So I'm looking forward to continuing to watch you bloom and blossom and increase your purpose. Anything else you want to say while we're on this interview that you haven't already shared?
But first of all, thank you again, Coach Mo. It's been amazing, and I'm
Yeah,
sure I'm going to continue this journey with you and your team for years to come. Okay, this is
yeah,
just a beginning. That's what I feel,
yeah.
and I would say who are out there listening, they should definitely consider, career coaching with Coach Mo, because it's not just, you know, for me, I want everyone to get benefited what I benefited, right? Because at the end of the day, we need to connect with our soul and believe in
Yes,
ourselves.
yes.
Reiterate that, this workshop and the program really helps people. So I would encourage all of you to take the clarity call and be
Right,
part of the kick-ass sisterhood so that I can meet you
right.
all.
That's
You
right.
know?
And just so everyone knows, that clarity call is mofall.com/talk. And it's super easy to book a call. And on that call, we're going to talk to you about what's going on. We're going to talk about what misses or miscues or perhaps lack of self confidence, lack of feeling that you are worthy, or maybe just generalized self doubt. We're going to help really understand what that's doing to stifle what the potential is. And Shanti, everyone watching this interview is absolutely observing a wonderfully vibrant, thriving professional woman who is ready for more and ready to be more in the world. And I really, really appreciate you sharing your story and invigorating this interview with who you are.
Thanks a lot, Coach Mo.
Yes, rock on. This is Coach Mo, the founder and creator of the Kick-Ass Career Workshop, where Shanti learned how to bring her soul back to life and now is elevating herself at her current role and looking for that next big move. Why don't you take a chance and book your complimentary career clarity call at mofall.com/talk, and we can get started with you. Thanks again, Shanti. We'll see you again on another coaching call. Folks, thanks a lot for joining, and we'll